I want to thank all of you for joining me today. I'm Brother Malcolm, Powers of the Mind author and creator of the Enlightenism philosophy, a new way to think and live, a new way to think of yourself, and to understand that the greater power is in you. It exists of the God consciousness within you, and therefore you have power. When you discover this consciousness for yourself, you stop thinking and believing that you are powerless. You understand your life begins at the moment that you discover this awareness of being in you. That's what this book Enlightenism is about. Understanding how to think and live with power. You can get the book anywhere they sell books, Amazon, and so forth. This power in you is consciousness. People say, well, what is consciousness beyond awareness? Well, the consciousness I am talking about is one where you unlearn all of the information that you've been taught by others. You understand that you are living in a cesspool of limited possibilities. And in this cesspool of limited possibilities, you are powerless. And the limited possibilities come about because of the self-limitations you place on your mind. We place limitations on our minds based upon who we are aware of being, the person we think that we are. And if we think that we are powerless and we come from a generation of powerless people, then that's the way we think. And that, folks, that interpretation of yourself is the real problem that we have in our lives, believing in some type of legacy. There's only one legacy, and that's the legacy of the power in you. And when you understand that you are coming from the power within you, then there are no other legacies. It's only the God consciousness in you that is the legacy. That is the beginning of your life, a new way to think of yourself with power. That's where all the limitations are removed. But the mind fights to maintain its connection of being aware of being powerless and attached to previous generations, working for power but unable to achieve power. Working for it, struggling for it. You don't have to. All of the people living in darkness can fight a war. You can try to physically enslave people. You can incarcerate people in cages and so forth. But the consciousness in you, the God consciousness, you cannot put in a cage. You cannot take the power, cannot make the person a slave. There is no awareness of being powerless in this consciousness, what I'm talking to you about today. The God consciousness in you does not recognize powerless. So therefore your thoughts cannot express powerlessness. Only power. Only power. And you can feel it and see it in you. You can feel it and see it in you, where nothing has any boundaries over you, any limitations over you, except those which you allow to happen to you. You allow things to happen to you based upon your willingness to accept someone else's definition of you. And then you're struggling all the time. You're living your whole life for a job. Then you have to ask yourself, why? Well, because people say this is the way you're supposed to live. And if you don't live the way that people say you're supposed to live, you're trifling, you're lazy, or you're something else. And therefore, you live the same way. And you trick the mind into believing this is the way you're supposed to live because everybody else is living this way. With Enlightenism, you don't want to live like everybody else. You're not going to live like everybody else. You're going to change how you think and live. You're going to create a new awareness of yourself. You're going to be born again in the consciousness of Enlightenism. In the consciousness of the God consciousness within you, you're going to be born again and you will become a new person by the way you think and live. By the way you think of yourself, by the power you have. By the peace that you give to yourself and to your body. Then you understand that you are the master of the body. But when you allow the body to become a master of you, then you become a victim, and then the body is going to pass away. It's going to break down. You're going to break down because your mind is breaking down every day. with toxic information about who you are. You are greater than the way you believe you are. But now you may disagree with me and say the only way you're going to be able to change your life is to go out here and do what other people have been doing before you. So you want to do all of these things to change society. You're not going to change society. It's unchangeable because the people make up society. And until the people are willing to change, societies cannot change, and the people are not willing to change because the people rely on the past in order to live in the present. Everything is about the past. Let's go back to the past and see what the people that were living in the darkness of that time meant about what's happening to us today. And so when you fall into that past mindset, then all of your answers come from the past. Whether it's spiritual, whether it's secular, whether it's anything, you're relying upon the past. Somebody's done something to win some type of Nobel Prize in economics or something. Philosophy, writing, whatever, literature. And then you hook yourself into it, believing that the more you know about Shakespeare, the better you are. You don't have to know anything. And you're probably better off if you knew nothing about Shakespeare. If you're living in the inner cities of the United States of America, what you need to know about is power of the mind. You need to focus on how can you power your mind up so that you can lift yourself up out of the darkness that you have placed yourself, believing that you are the way that somebody wrote about you, talked about you, and defined you. We have to go beyond the past interpretations of ourselves and create a new interpretation of yourself. One with a powerful mind. There are no experts about you. There are people talking about this is an expert in something. No experts. Experts in maintaining pain. All experts are victims of pain. They're just trying to tell you. But you dig deep enough and they'll curse you out. Then you'll see the real person. Strip away the illusion and you see what's there. Strip away somebody trying to tell you that they're powerful, they have money, strip it all away. And you will see that the person must return to that which he is aware of being, which is the person that created the wealth, the power, and whatever else they believe they possess. And when you believe that you are less than, you cut away the illusion about who you are, then you can understand how you want to come right back to being the powerless person that you've always been because you don't have another awareness of being. We need another awareness of being. Where do you get it from? You're not getting it from Harvard. You're not getting it from Cal Berkeley and Stanford and Yale and all of them. You must get it from in you. You must get it from you. All the great people you talk about, the Jesus of Christ did not go to some fancy university. He got it himself. Understanding that if I want to get out of the pain, I must find a power greater than the pain. And where do I find the power greater than the pain? Within me, within my consciousness. In my consciousness is the greater power. And when I can accept and discover this consciousness, then I am greater than the power that I used to victimize me. Think about how simple Enlightenism is. You can change your life right today. But you may not believe it. You may think it's going to take you the rest of your life. It only takes a moment to say, I'm looking within, searching within for the power to change how I think and live. This is Enlightenism, the book that leads into the mind and how to use inner mind power. I'm Brother Malcolm. Be sure to get the book at Amazon. Have a great day, folks.